What is going on, everybody? We have Monday Night Football between the Cowboys and the Cardinals tonight. I'll be sharing some of my top bets for the game. I have three player props, two regular lines, and one green goblin or parlay filler alternate line, whatever you want to call it, that I'll be sharing in this video. I'm coming off a not so great Sunday slate. I had some decent calls, though. I had a really good call on the Bijan Robinson under. But the rest of the lines, I was pretty far off on most of them. These weeks are going to happen. Out of the 9 weeks of the season, I've made money in 7 of them, which is a pretty unsustainable rate considering I was 7 out of 8 going into this week. So that's just going to happen throughout the season. Hopefully we can make up for it tonight. That's just also proves you need to stay disciplined with your bankroll. I consistently play the same amount every single night, whether it's, for 10 different parlays or if it's 2 different parlays. I'm generally playing the same amount of money every single night. So never a bunch of variance if there is a really bad week like this one, or if there is a really good week like some of the other weeks we've had this season. But hopefully we can make it up for it tonight with this Monday Night Football game. Couple quick things before I get into the plays. Number one, join the free Discord. Link to join is in the description below. We have a really good community in there. There's about 1,700 people in the server. Come in there, drop your bets, drop screenshots of the slips you're on, share your wins. Just come and hang out and sweat the games. We have a really nice community growing. Number two, this is a free preview of all of my bets. If you want to see all of my slips, exactly what I'm betting every single day, or if you want to get these plays earlier on in the week, you will need to sign up for the VIP. If you want a 7-day free trial for that, use the link in the description below. You'll get 7 days for free. You get access to all of my slips. You get access to all of my write-ups, and I do post all of these plays really early in the week so you can get ahead of a lot of line movement. And then lastly, I'm using Outlier.bet for my research. It is the best sports betting research app or company website there is. They've saved me so much time throughout the years, using their player cards to find trends and things like that. And they even sent me a hat the other day too, which I am stoked about. I'll be wearing that in some of my videos. But if you want a 7-day free trial to Outlier, there's also a link below. This video is going to be a bit shorter with only 3 plays, so I'll get into them real quick for you guys. First play is a play that you've seen me talk about, a million times this week and probably a million times throughout the season. Mine is actually moving up a little bit to 25.5, but I got 24.5. I'm fine with 25.5. It is CeeDee Lamb over 25.5 on the longest reception. This play has been absolute money the last 2 seasons. So if I filter for games with Dak Prescott, because him and Dak have that connection, I don't want to look at the games with Cooper Rush because that's just a total different scenario. He's gone over this number in 4 to 5 games this season. The one game he lost against the Bears, he got hurt in the first quarter or really early on in the game. So you could really throw that game out. He's gone over in all 4 games this season, actually over 29 in all 4 games he's played with Dak this season. And then if we go back to last season too, this was the one game where Dak Prescott got hurt last year, so you could throw that one out as well. He's had 27 plus on the longest reception in every single game with Dak Prescott over the last 2 seasons. That's an 11-game sample size. I've probably bet it 9 out of the 11 games. It's just been money for us. We're going to keep riding it. I'll keep doing it the entire season until they move this to 27.5. When they move it to 27.5, then you might have the decision to make. But for now, at 25.5, at 24.5, an alternate line of 19.5, it's money any way you look at it. And like I said, this is my favorite prop to bet the entire season. We're halfway through the year, and it really hasn't failed me at all. So hopefully it continues through the rest of the season. Play number 2, another receiver, tight end pass catcher for the Cowboys. We're going with Jake Ferguson over 5 receptions. He has gone over this number or hit this number in 6 out of 8 games this year. Going back to last season, it's another filter, another scenario with Dak. So if I filtered for games with Dak Prescott last couple of years, so this year he's gone over in 6 out of 8 games, or at least had 5 or more catches in 6 out of 8. Last year, it was also 5 out of 7. So that makes it 11 out of 15 games together where he's had 5 or more catches. The Cardinals are allowing 6.7 receptions per game to tight ends this season, for 6th worst in the NFL. They've allowed 5 or more catches to really good pass catching tight ends like Tucker Kraft, Tyler Warren, Ja'Tavion Sanders, who he's okay. and Jawan Johnson this season. So the four good pass catching tight ends that they faced this year all have had 5 or more catches against them. Ferguson's coming off a complete dud last week against the Broncos. 1 target, 0 catches. It was a very difficult matchup. The Cowboys got blown out of the water. I think he gets back to his normal role this week of at least 6 or 7 targets, maybe 5 catches. He could even get up to 9 or even 10 targets. He had a couple really big spike games in here. Not really expecting 12 or 14 targets unless this game like epically shoots out. But I do think 7 or 9 targets is a good scenario for him. And if he has 7 or 9 targets, he should be able to get 5 receptions at least against this Cardinals defense. So I'm thinking 5 at a push, in a worst case scenario, but he could go over like he has in most of the games this year. And then my last play, since on PrizePicks and Underdog Fantasy, you need to have a play from both teams. If you don't have an account with Underdog Fantasy, I'm also running a promotion. So if you don't have an account and you sign up using my promo code LayTheHouseRM or use the link in the description below, I'll actually throw in 3 months of my VIP for free for you guys. So if you sign up using my code, send the screenshot to me over in Discord or on Twitter or, just anywhere you can DM me. And I'll send you a link where you can sign up for my VIP. And it's completely free for 3 months. That gets you through the entire NFL season, gets you to almost the NBA All-Star break. So it's just a really good deal for you guys to do. And it doesn't really cost you anything, just adding a new account to your book of books, essentially. I always talk about diversifying. Like, you need to use all these apps. You need to use PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM. You have to use every single one of them. And the reasoning for this is you want to get the best line. So, there's so many times where I'll use NBA as an example. The NBA first half props are some of my favorite props ever. You'll hear me talk about it in my video later today when I come out with the picks for tonight. Underdog Fantasy generally has these first half PRAs 1 full point higher than PrizePicks. So if I'm on an under and say Trae Young's first half PRA is under 20.5 on PrizePicks, it's going to come out as under 21.5 on Underdog Fantasy. So why wouldn't I just take the better number? So that's why it's important to have more of these apps and diversifying yourself throughout. You don't need to keep all your money in all these apps. You can move it around as you need, but that's just some really good advice for you guys to take. It's something that you definitely need to do because every point matters. Trust me. But my last play today is Jacoby Brissett over 199.5 passing yards. This is the alternate line. This is the Green Goblin play, the parlay filler. This is something that you should use with your promos or even with one of the straight bets to hit a double up or something. But basically, he's had 2 starts this season. He's averaging 299.5 passing yards per game. The Cowboys are allowing the 3rd most passing yards per game to quarterbacks with 258.6 per game. 5 quarterbacks have gone for 247 yards or more against the Cowboys this season. We had Bryce Young end with 199 on the dot, and then Jaden Daniels and Marcus Mariota in a game that Daniels got banged up early. They actually combined for 213 yards, so I'm not including that in those 5 quarterbacks that went over this 200 yard basically. The only player who didn't go over 200 yards against them was Jalen Hurts, and that was earlier on in the season. He had a really bad game. I still have to show it here, but he had 150 yards or so against them. But I'm expecting Brissett to have to throw in this one. The Dallas offense should be able to put up points. Arizona's going to need to throw to keep up. So Brissett over 200 yards seems like a safe bet for a parlay filler. But that's going to wrap things up today. Only 3 plays, 2 straight bets, 1 parlay filler. If you want to see my NBA bets, I'll have that video posted usually around 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern time. We've been on absolute fire to start the NBA season. I think I've cashed in 6 out of the 7 nights. One night we lost. We just barely missed, but it's been an unreal run in the NBA to start the year, and I'm hoping that continues tonight. Even though we had a bad NFL game yesterday or NFL day, I did cash an NBA slip thanks to Austin Reeves, who respects all of the coin. But like I mentioned before, join the free Discord server. Link is in the description below. If you want to sign up for VIP, get a 7-day free trial also using the link below. And best of luck on your bets, everybody. Thanks for watching.